We are.
1995.
All right, we are back on a rainy Tuesday night from the Rock, Eagle Rock, Los Angeles, California. Andrew's in a secret location, not in studio right now. How you doing, my man?
Dude, I heard Vegas vacation is just hurts my 30-year-old body. I'm not young gun like I used to be. I can't just do whatever I want to and not have any repercussions. It's just not the way of the world. It's sad.
No, it was a well played trip. It was tactical. It was in and out with the drive.
We drove up there, ladies and gentlemen, nice and easy from Los Angeles. It was only 4 hours. We left a little bit late Friday night. Got in at probably about midnight, mid-30. Checked into our hotels, went and looked at some different places to go to the sports books and what we were going to do, made our game plans. Had a pretty easy night that night, for we didn't want to be too weary going into Saturday. Have to have a good mind. You got to be on top of it. You got to have those bets ready to go. So we didn't want to be cloudy. Even though I wanted to go gamble until 6 o'clock in the morning, they told me no, and I was like, "Yes, you are so correct."
Yeah, we just decided to play a nice, friendly game of hide the banana the night before.
We feel sorry for the hotel maids that had to clean up that disaster. Oh, but it was wonderful. Yeah, except for just today. Mobilizing and moving has been absolutely horrible. I asked the dogs to walk themselves, asked them to feed themselves, and I asked them not to talk to me for the remainder of the day.
How'd that go?
Awful. They didn't listen to any of it. They are so helpless.
Worthless
beings. So yeah, we're here for you. We're going to recap the weekend. We're going to let you live vicariously through our stories, and you can imagine yourself in Vegas. And there's just some things that we just can't tell you. But yeah, Spenser, how you doing over there, man?
Today I hit a brick wall in the afternoon. Needed a nice nap. But I woke up feeling great because of those Clemson Tigers.
Oh, yeah, Clemson Tigers that you threw some money down on because you were a believer.
The last bet I made while we were driving out of Vegas in the wee hours of the night. 2 o'clock in the morning, still feeling bad from the Giants' loss. And,
real bad. Really
so
sad.
I laid it on Clemson, and they came through large, and it was money line. I didn't take the points. I didn't lay up like a bitch.
No, you did not. We did not go quietly into the night. Yeah, and that was a fucking amazing game. It's one of the best games I've seen in a while. Gotta love that little receiver getting that touchdown pass. The look of defeat on Nick Saban's face. Nah, man, Dabo Sweeney fist pumping his way into the history books.
So I've got a question. On the last play of the game, why didn't Alabama just hold every receiver?
I don't know. How do you not know that some pick play is coming like that? Like, I understand it was like, what was it? It was on the 1 with 6 seconds left. Was that the play? But you got to think it's going to be a rollout with the Watson so that he can, either throw it away really quickly or break it in or, do what he did. Find a little white boy in the corner.
Amateurs.
Sneaky, man. Amateurs. But that's what Saban gets. You want to know why? The curse of Lane Kiffin. Nobody fires Lane Kiffin and gets away with it.
No. That was the biggest reason I wanted Bama to lose. Was I just imagine Lane Kiffin sitting there at home with his hot wife, drinking a scotch and feeling so good about himself. It didn't have anything to do, in my opinion, with the loss, but it was still hilarious.
Yeah, it didn't, because they came down and scored a touchdown. It was the defense. The defense gave it up.
Yeah.
And Sarkisian did what he needed to do. He got them in winning position with, little time left. They were up 3, so you definitely can't blame it on him. But
I want Saban to finally, just come to the pros, man. Test your mettle against the best. I've seen enough of you winning. We know you're a hell of a coach. You don't need the best roster. Come on. Step it up. Come up to the pros. The Colts need a real coach. Plenty of teams.
Yeah, but he's already tried that.
But he didn't get his quarterback, so he had to leave Miami.
Ooh, no. Not Nick Saban. He's Jamaican now.
I guess so.
What's happened? This is what's happened to me, guys, in Vegas. I've completely lost my raka.
Yeah. Oh, big shout out to Coupon. He already had the number one place locked up, but just like the Cowboys in Week 16 and the Giants in Week 17, he didn't take off. He went 4-0 on Wild Card Weekend, and Time Sucka finished number 2, going 4-0 in Wild Card Weekend, and capping off the best win-loss record of anyone in the pool, including you, my friend.
Fucking A. Yeah, but it wasn't the regular season, so I still hold that. I still hold that record. I'm fine with that. I'm the regular season champion picker. This guy could be the postseason picker. He can have it. Fuck
no,
that.
there was only
Fuck
one week.
Shit.
It was part of our whole thing.
What?
What are you, like a Cowboys player here? You're jerking off over a nice record?
All I know is
I
look at regular season, and I was dominant, money-making machine, picking, ATM, whatever you need. I got all the answers. The postseason, I was a little off, not feeling so good. It was not right. You know what I mean? It was a bad week. Bad weekend of, bad shit. That was I just didn't like it.
Yeah, so speaking of the weekend, we posted up at Caesars, thanks to our boy Perdman.
Shout out to Purdy.
That was a great experience. You get some wristbands, some nice seats. You can get up and do your thing. Just watch the games. Make some bets, get free drinks.
Watch all the goddamn games.
Do some other stuff if you want. Just have a good time.
Have a great time with your friends, and you know what I mean? It's nice when you go to sports books and you bet on the games, because it's not like you're quickly losing money like you are at the craps or roulette table where your $300 can go in a matter of 10 minutes.
I also enjoy the competition of playing against other people. Bet against what you took.
Yeah. So yeah, you got so many different things going on right there under the surface that get you jazzed, get you ready. It's a great place to go. Just fucking bet with your boys. Go in, get out. That's all you need. You don't want to be in Vegas too long.
You don't end up like Raptors Raiders guy. Life's good.
Poor Raptors Raiders guy.
That fucking guy.
That guy. Yeah.
This poor schmuck clearly had a big bet on the Raiders. He was wearing Raiders gear. He was probably 7-8 drinks deep. And clearly after the Connor Cook Raiders mishap, that wasn't enough for him. So he went large on the Raptors. And everyone knew about it in that casino that he was not doing very well.
Yeah, he was not doing. Kept trying to come talk to me about the Raptors, and I was like, "Get your fucking bad Raiders juju out of here." That's the whole fucking reason the Raptors lost that goddamn game. It gave up like 14 unanswered points with 5 minutes left because that fucking guy was just trying to troll our area. Just fucking ruined it. Shook all that bad stuff onto us. Get out of here! I don't need you, guy.
Another big thing from the weekend, I met Cliff Tomlin, who...
Oh, my God. They are best friends.
...is allegedly Mike Tomlin's cousin?
And he works on the strip in Vegas handing out... What was he handing out?
Drink cards or something. He's a bullshitter, but it was a good sell. He saw me with a Steelers helmet I got at Goodwill for $1. And so he proceeded to tell me he was Mike Tomlin's long-lost cousin or uncle or some shit.
That was awesome. And Purdy did not like that guy. Purdy and Mike Tomlin, or Cliff Tomlin, did not like each other.
No, they did not get along very well.
Not very well at all.
So, moving on to these games.
Yeah, the Raiders game.
Yeah, there was this guy that we kept talking about before the game.
My man. South Carolina Gamecock extraordinaire, aficionado, man with 1,000 plans, 1,000 hands, 1,000 interceptions is going to be in his career. Jadeveon Clowney.
He was.
That hurt my throat. That hurt my throat a lot. Right.
He was a monster in that game. I know it was a backup left tackle, but he was moving all around. He was killing people. Meanwhile, I didn't hear a peep from Khalil Mack.
I didn't even see Khalil Mack. Was he out there?
I don't think he showed up. I think he was afraid of the Predator, and he said, "Whoa."
He was afraid of the Predator. He was like, "This other guy, this Clowney guy's the number one pick in the league." several years ago, and he's on a tear, and he looks really scary, really menacing, and fucking dreadlocks putting me out right now.
And I'll say this. We took the Texans large, all across the board, all of us being from Houston. We had to get the Texas pride going, and I'll tell you, that is not a fun team to bet on when you're in Vegas with a lot on the line. A 13-point Texans lead feels like a 1-point lead, and the team treats it like a 35-point lead.
Oh, my God, it's so scary.
If I see O'Brien run another shotgun draw up the gut with fucking Grimes, I will lose it.
That's all he does. They literally have the worst offensive coordinator and play calling I've ever seen. Watching a Texans game is like being in prison for life because you just don't know when it's going to ever end. When are you going to get out of it? My God. The Raiders just fired Musgrave, who was letting David Carr go sling it, wheel it, and deal it. Go pick him up and learn some things about the passing offense, about how to throw the ball vertically and attack like that.
Speaking of Musgrave and Del Rio, look, the Raiders didn't have a big shot. They were dealt a horrible hand in that game. Don't get me wrong.
They got fucked.
But your MO was balls, and you didn't bring them, Jack.
We didn't see those balls.
No, what I saw was we don't trust Connor Cook, so we're going to throw 14 screens and not let him throw downfield until the second half.
I saw a man who jumped into freezing cold water, and you watched his balls shrivel up and die inside of his waist.
Yeah, that's exactly what I saw. If Connor Cook sucks that bad, then he shouldn't be on your team.
This is not high school football. It's not like you're fucking sitting there with a backup high school third on the depth chart quarterback who can't go out there and throw goddamn ball. Connor Cook has made it through all these things. He is a professional NFL quarterback, and I find it just hard to believe that these guys can't go out there and see an open receiver and throw the guy a goddamn football.
Yeah,
that's all you do.
How do you not do that? When you're a team on the road, especially 12 and 14, that lost their quarterback, you don't have a great chance. You got to come out and be aggressive. Maybe get some early points. Put them in a hole. So Brock has to try and do something. Brock, by the way, had 2 nice drives, and the rest of his game was garbage. But I'm happy about the win. Good job.
Great job about the win. Good way to win money. And when you look back on it, it was only a -4 Texans with Connor Cook, third-string quarterback in there.
Yeah, on the podcast, our picks, we were kind of iffy, but on the drive to Vegas, we were loading up on Texans. I don't know if it was just that Texas pride. I don't know what happened, but
it was because we're all from Houston.
Yeah, and we were surrounded by Raiders fans, which was fucking great. But they knew the Raiders it wasn't them, so they're pretty quiet. They got quiet early.
It got quiet real early. Nothing better than a quiet Raiders fan. So you don't have to hear him.
And shout out to Whitney Merciless. He's only the third guy in history to get 5 sacks in his first 2 playoff games. That's something.
I love Merciless, and I also think he might have the best name ever.
Right?
Like, fitting his position and what he does.
Yeah, that's right up there with Quentin Jammer.
Quentin Jammer. My God, that's pretty damn awesome, too. Yeah. Cornerback from Texas, played with the Bolts.
Yep. And Golden Tate when he was a Notre Damer. That's a good one.
Golden Tate?
Let's move on to that. Golden Tate was playing in the Lions-Seahawks game. And before we get into this, because on the podcast, I was Seahawks, and for some reason decided to let you convince me of the Lions on the podcast, which we did not take. What the fuck were you smoking? Was that a Dallas bias going on? Like, what was behind your early Lions pick? Because when we got to the casino, you not only hated the Lions, you wanted no part of it, and backed the Seahawks at -8, even though all week you liked the Lions. You said Lions money line.
All right, listen, guy. There's a lot of things that I'll say at the beginning of the week because I'm feeling a little crazy. You know, at the beginning of the week, I'm hoping Lions win. Cowboys play Lions in Dallas. They can do this. I believe. And then I was like, in the Seahawks, I don't believe in them at all. They piss me off. They make me angry. Offensive line is garbage. Russell Wilson's been playing garbage. Fuck the secondary. Earl Thomas is gone. I believe they can do this. But then when I started doing some research, looking at the notes, looking at how well Matthew Stafford plays outside where he didn't win a fucking game all year long. Now he's got to travel to playoff atmosphere Seattle where the stadium is going to be vibrating. Looking at that, his finger, it was freezing outside. Matthew Stafford's a little bitch. The Lions just suck. Caldwell might be my least favorite coach in the NFL. I'm looking at, like they had Cooter. Cooter at least was like, I'll bet the +8 just because of my man Coots. He is the guy that I believe and I trust in. Like, this is what my brain was doing. This is where I was going. Like, that was the end.
When I saw
that was the end.
That
was the end of my.
When I saw they were running their offense through Zach Center, I knew that game was fucking over. But you know what? It had a few plays. Richardson put on a show.
Richardson was amazing.
Because I'm not gonna lie, I wasn't all there for that game. Just gonna leave it at that.
You were out of it, kind of like I was just then. I'm back now. God, in my studio, I just have like in my private getaway villa that I got going on. It's got so many cool things here that are distracting. But yeah, we'll just leave it at that. You were a little gone. You were not the most present, and we won that game. It was Monday. It was easy, and then we got to the next day.
Well, before we move on to the next day, what I love about that game is I'm seeing some Seahawks overreaction this week. Everyone's, they found their running game. They won by double digits at home. Better be scared of those Seahawks. No, I'm not. You guys were up 13-6 with 13 minutes to play against the shitty Lions, who rank last in defensive DVOA. They couldn't do anything on offense, and neither could you. I'm glad they won and covered. I wasn't very impressed at all with Seattle. They had Richardson needed to make all those insane grabs for their offense to do a damn thing. Rawls went off in the first half, and they still couldn't put up a lot of points.
Yeah, my God, it was. I think the Falcons are going to absolutely run train. You've been preaching it all week. I don't need you to get scared. I need you to be firm and confident and talk about how Atlanta wants revenge. That 2-point loss they suffered early in the year still gnaws in the back of their mind like a Seahawk gnawing on its little fishy prey that it finds in the ocean. But they are the Atlanta Falcons, and a falcon can swoop with its little talons and totally decimate a Seahawk. It's like a cockfight, but in the air.
What the fuck is a Seahawk?
I don't
know. Is it just
a
term for a seabird?
Is it? What is a Seahawk? Is it an actual bird, or do they make up a Seahawk? But that seems a little funny. But I've never actually seen one or heard anybody refer to one that's just, if they're not talking about the football team, I don't hear a Seahawks. Can we get one of our listeners to email us a picture? I know we could Google this for ourselves, but it'd be funner if you talk to us. You just looked it up, didn't you?
I'm trying to. I think the closest thing, because it's not a bird of itself, is an osprey.
Okay. I kind of get that.
Yes, which is also referred to as the seahawk, the fishhawk, and the fish eagle. So that's a dumb bird. Falcons are way cooler.
Falcons are way cooler. Matty Ice is he talks to me every week, loves the podcast, a big friend of the show. He was saying that we completely offended him when we were talking about Matty Ice being a bum, reverting to his bum nature and not believing in him. He said that really lit a fire under his Matty Ice bum to thaw the iceness out of it, and now he's angry.
I believe it.
Me too.
So Sunday's games. What did I mean?
Nah.
You heard me. I was cocksure about those Steelers, and they didn't disappoint me. That game was a blowout from the beginning. The final score wasn't big of a blowout, but it was a blowout.
It was a blowout.
And the highlight of that game, hands down, the hit on Matt Moore. Woo!
Oh my God, Bud Dupree. Matt Moore got blasted back to the 70s. He's still there.
Lit up like a Christmas tree, starched, every adjective for getting blown the fuck up you could. And concussion protocol determined in one play that he was, in fact, not concussed.
Yeah, just hilarious. They were just like, I know it's the playoffs. What are you feeling? He's like, where am I? They're like, you're playing football. Can you go back in? He's like, of course I can make the sandwich. They're like, perfect. Get this guy back in there.
It was probably a dirty hit by Dupree.
It was totally a dirty hit. Hit him in the fucking mouth.
That's playoff football, though. If you get a shot on the quarterback, Tony Siragusa, Rich Gannon style, I mean, I say take it. Kill shots and fatalities are warranted in the playoffs. And Le'Veon Bell is a ninja at this point. I don't know how.
Did you hear what he said? Did you see what he said?
That he's revolutionizing the NFL?
He is revolutionizing the way running backs run because of his shit, and he is the Steph Curry equivalent player.
I don't know, but
nobody does run like him. It's actually very interesting because he has such a quick and like burst after his little stutter step where he's looking, but he's always finding a hole. Like he's so fucking shifty, and he finds a hole every fucking time, and he never hits a hole running. He always goes, stops for a second, and then he bursts so fast. His acceleration 99.
And then on top of that, he's the best receiving back in the NFL.
David Johnson might have something to say, but
you know what? David's close.
David's right there. You know who's also really close? Mane.
Zeke is not. I would say Zeke's a hell of a blocker. Zeke can catch.
I wasn't gonna say Zeke. I was gonna say
all day.
All day, John Ba. He's got hands. He just only plays on third downs and doesn't really ever do anything anymore because his knee's fucked.
Oh, we weren't the only ones that knew the Steelers would win, by the way. I don't know if you heard. In a little press conference for the Texans-Pats game, they asked Belichick what it was like to scheme against multiple teams because you don't know who you're going to get. And he said, we didn't scheme for the Dolphins because, you know.
Ooh, burn. Why would you scheme for the Dolphins?
But you know what? If I'm a Dolphins fan, that was a hell of a year. Of any playoff team that lost this weekend, I'd be the least mad if I'm a Dolphins fan. You guys battled back, finished strong, got to the 6th seed, got beat by a better team. Your quarterback was out. That's life. There's a lot to be happy for in Dolphin land. So we started the weekend 3-0, feeling hot. And because it's Vegas and because it's us, I didn't want to lay up.
No, we
didn't fly to Vegas to lay up. Okay? So we went heavy Giants money line. And
heavy.
And the first half looked great. It was playing into the typical Giants postseason win in somebody else's house. We've seen it a million times. Cowboys have felt it. The 49ers have felt it. The Packers have felt it before. The Patriots have felt it. Everyone's got a piece of that. Aaron starts 3 for 11 for 32 yards. They were sacking him. There were a few drops by the Giants receivers, but you felt like it was going to come. And then Aaron hits a fucking Hail Mary. And then I still thought we were fine. Landon Collins made a huge stop, 4th and 1, Giants score. And I'm like, okay, we're back in business after that bullshit Hail Mary. And then all of a sudden, Aaron Rodgers turns into a goddamn assassin.
The dude went crazy.
He is an assassin. And he went crazy on the second best secondary in the NFL. I wasn't even mad at that point. I was just impressed. I said, Aaron, take my money. You're absolutely killing them.
Oh, he's killing them. And he was looking at me on the TV, and he's like, you know who's next, right, Andrew? And I said, oh, no, please stay in Green Bay. Don't come to Dallas. He's like, oh, I'm coming to Dallas. I'm going to get revenge. And then I was like, fuck you, Aaron Rodgers. You come do a Hail Mary to my Dallas Cowboys. You know what's going to happen? Anthony Brown picking you off, returning it for a 100-yard touchdown with his 4.33 40 speed. You can't stop that, Aaron. Sorry. I got carried away.
I'm pretty sure he can stop that. That's not even an issue. If you guys win, that's not going to be how it happens.
A man can dream.
A man can dream. One can dream. So yeah, after that it was all downhill for the Giants, and
it went down real fast, real quick.
Oh yeah, and the hot takes were burning immediately during that game. Odell was on a boat.
Odell, oh my God. Well, you know what, ladies and gentlemen? There's something to be said here. On our way down to Vegas, I read a report about the Justin Bieber fucking curse. And everybody laughed. I thought it was amusing. That surely a fucking Bieber's can't be a curse. Like, what teams? And I went through a list of teams, different squads, all sports genres that he has gone and visited with those players during a big game during that week, and they all fucking lost that game and played horrible.
Bieber's the new Kardashian. He just sucked it out of them.
Yeah, do not hang out with the Kardashians. You know what? Bieber might need to go hook up with Kim now since they're divorcing, and they can form a super tandem.
That'd be impressive. There's not much you can do when Aaron goes like that.
I hope. You know what? I hope he got it out of his system, and I hope he's ready to come to my Dallas Cowboys Sunday playoff football. Oh.
Speaking of, this week we have 3 phenomenal games. Every single game is a rematch. of a game that's been played this year.
You got to love that. You've got to love that.
And it's going to be great games. It's going to be some fantastic.
Obviously, besides the Cowboys-Packers, my number 2 and 3 game is Dallas Cowboys versus the Green Bay Packers. I'm so pumped up for this. I've been waiting years. Not only have I been waiting years, this is a revenge game from 2014 when they fucked us in Lambeau on a catch that they called not a catch. And now we get to have revenge. Sweet, sweet revenge. If I'm not going to talk about that game because I love it so much.
Before you go on, can we admit, even if I say you guys got fucked by the refs, you still would have lost that game.
Probably, but it doesn't matter. We will never know.
And the only reason you were there is because the refs fucked the Lions in the previous game.
Shut up. We weren't talking about that.
Just saying, you fucking Cowboys fans and your coulda, woulda, shouldas. You guys lost.
Move on. Yeah, but we're not gonna lose Sunday. We did move on, and we're 13-3, sucker. That's what I call moving on. Now back to my point of the story. Kansas City Chiefs in Arrowhead against the Pittsburgh Steelers, looking for revenge after their absolute throttling many, many weeks ago in a very rainy Pittsburgh where they looked like they were a goddamn peewee team playing with the pros. That game is going to be amazing. I have no idea what to expect. I know it's going to be a very fun one to watch. I'm so glad that it's on Sunday because that just means Sunday's powerhouse football. The Texans-Patriots game, that's awful. Miserable game. Loser. Sad. And then...
that Texans game opened at 13 and immediately shot up to 16. It was not enough points.
It was not enough points. And then I'm excited for the Falcons Seahawks. I think that's going to be a great game as well. I mean, those are what I'm banking on. Those are what I'm looking at. What about you?
Yeah. I mean, it's playoff football, so I'm going to watch the Texans Patriots, but the other 3 games are going to be great. Maybe the Texans one's great. Who knows? I would venture to say it won't be, but that's why you play the games.
That's why you play the games.
Right now we're looking at the Falcons are a 5-point favorite of the Seahawks. Patriots, 16-point favorites, down to 15 on some sites, over the Texans. Chiefs are currently a 2-point favorite over the Steelers, and your Cowboys are 4.5 over the Packers.
No, people, get ready. I want you to get ready for this weekend.
Yeah, and get healthy, David Blaine. Couldn't dodge that, huh?
No. Wait, what are you talking about?
David Blaine was doing a magic trick where he catches a bullet in his mouth, except the bullet hit the piece of something that's in his mouth during the trick and shattered, and he basically got shot in the mouth.
Oh! Ouch! When did you read about this?
I just saw it a little bit ago.
David Blaine, get your shit together. You're losing your magic. All right, guys. We'll catch you Friday.
Yeah, we'll be coming on Friday with the picks. Make sure to go to iTunes, rate and review us. Tell your friends, your family, everyone about us. Even if you hate football, talk about it. Don't be Meryl Streep. It is art. Okay?
It's so true. So good. Later, Pete.
We out. Peace.